Okay, I believe we're live. Should be live. Let's just hear this out. Um, okay. All right, cool. Sounds good. I think. Go ahead and turn that down. Let's turn this up. Pull up a secondary stream up here, actually, while we're at it. Going to make sure everything's all peachy. All right, you join us about 6 minutes into qualifying. We have some new leaders on the field, Sang and Cast for a Spirit Grand Prix F1. Surprising. Currently, your leader is Delta. We know that these other guys have a lot of pace in them, especially Cast and Sang. We saw these guys topping the Sables in FP3 it was. So we want to see where these guys managed to put themselves come the end of qualifying. Let's actually go on board with these guys right here. We're gonna go ahead and figure what program they're running as soon as I get the secondary stream up and running. Hello to everybody who is in the chat right now. Let me go ahead and pull up your names. I'm gonna. All right. Go ahead and alert people. Okie dokie. All right, cool. We currently have 22 drivers right now. We're pretty maxed out like almost all the time, so it's a little bit difficult to always like see everybody. But hey, if you're towards the bottom, then who cares, right? Right? Awesome. Okay. We have some new faces here. We have some faces from GT3 here. Um, we kind of have a general idea of what the grid is gonna look like just based on what FP3 was looking. We're pretty sure that everybody um, that we were supposed to have on the field here. I don't think there's any new drivers here since FP3. That happened only about 7 or 8 minutes ago. So let's see what the pecking order looks like. Not too sure if people are using the slipstream here to gain some kind of advantage, but the if you look at the times here from first down to about sixth place, there's only about a second between them, and you only really start to get those bigger gaps as you get seventh downwards. Because apparently it's really hard to set a good time here, so everybody's got to really watch out here. Let's see. Oh my God, Cash, what's up? What's up? What's up? I have some idiots on my pit wall. Okay, who they are? Oh. Sad story. Those are both Ferrari drivers. Sad story. All right, so I think this is what we call the decline of Ferrari. It happened in GT3, it happened in F2, now it's happening in F1. Ferrari going from 1-2 leading the field to an abysmal fifth and seventh. Kaikira actually improving his lap, so not too bad. But we really want to see this Ferrari on the top step of the podium here. And it looks like the a Jaguar Spirit GP F1 team of Sang have really fallen off. They don't have the pace that they had in FP3 or actually any of the FP sessions for that matter. So we're gonna go ahead and see what this guy is capable of. Sang, let's go on board with Sang. And oh, he sets an invalid middle sector. Very, very difficult to get on top of this track because this is one of the tracks that lets you cut but gives you a penalty for it. So it's really hard to know where the boundaries are. And we're not going to know what time that was from saying, but he's got 4 minutes to get it together. Honestly, if I was his team, I would have made him pit for fresh tires and seen what he could do on lower fuel. We got Kai Kara spinning around there, pulling a Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari back there, number 86. Currently in fifth position though, but hey, look, Sang sets a personal best for a sector. Same with Cast. The Spirit guys actually kind of looking up here. Cast in third position, and Sang setting a personal in the first sector. Doesn't look like it's going to be a personal in the second sector. He just completely loses it over the curbs. He's going to need to get back to the pits extremely quickly to recover this lap. This was actually one of the first time we're actually even commentating um, over qualifying. We normally don't. Kaikera invalid first sector, Sang invalid second sector, as we thought, and he spun it, so it doesn't matter too much. Now here we've got the Audi Sport team. I believe that's what they're called. And they haven't been making too much of an impact. They've been kind of going under the radar recently. Not that we need more drivers, but hey, we have them. Some of our other drivers here. We've got the Sparks F1 team here. JG doing an extremely slow lap. Not sure what these guys are up. Oh, you know what? You know what they're doing? They're all waiting for each other's slipstream. And JG bottles it and goes way onto the gravel there. Yeah, they're doing what they did in Monza 20, what was that, 2016? 2019. How could I get that mixed up? Okay, JG just doing another slow lap for not too much of a reason here. Cast here with an invalid first sector. Same with Kakira with an invalid first sector. We got JG over here in the background, also another invalid sector here. And this dude, my username's Bacon, cool. And the McLaren here. McLaren doing really poorly this season. In fact, this is their first season in Ion F1, but wow, they have some of the worst drivers. Well, back of the grid they are. We haven't seen Yaja in a while. I'm not sure if he got demoted or if he's just a reserve, but other replacements don't seem too good. Currently running 10 seconds off the pace. Let's see what's his name again? Mr. My name is Bacon, right? Mr. My username's Bacon, right? Cool. Let's see what my username's Bacon can do on a hot lap here. Come on, Bacon. We have trust in you. We have faith in number 20. Pretty sure that number is taken by another. Let's see what he can. Oh, he's not bad. He's got memed a lot. Oh, you see what the issue is? He's just not using ERS. You could tell because all the other cars had a flashing rear rain lights, flashing green. His was flashing red. His is flashing red because that means his ERS is full, which just means he's not using it. So it's really, really, really questionable because as the boss or even like one of the engineers, the driver, that he needs to use his ERS. In fact, look, he's number 24. Let's go. Let's go to. And just as expected, full ERS, not using any of it for qualifying, and that's where it puts you 21st. Okay, well they have nobody to blame but themselves. Meanwhile, it is Delta here who's on pole position. P1 Delta, unless any of the drivers behind him can beat him and improve by a couple of tenths. Low mid A actually, a surprise second place here. Because I guess he's been going under the radar recently. Nobody's really noticed up until right now. Very impressive lap from him, only about a tenth off pole. Dakar obviously not being here today, but still a very, very, very respectful lap time from Lomide. And in cast, a very, very solid. I'd say front pack runner actually. He's always doing a pretty good job here. We've got Delta here. Will he improve his lap time? Ooh, he doesn't, but he set a a personal best first sector here. So not too bad of a performance from Delta. All right, we're gonna be go ahead and setting this up. So yeah, you can just go ahead and watch, guys. Appreciate it. You are on stream.
All right.
Ready. All right, guys, we're gonna be doing something special today. From driver's POV, teammate POV, we're doing all of those things. Also, because we're looking for an engineer. Okay, and they are coming back, as you can see. Okay, so anyway, just like start getting used to the car.
Yeah.
And laps and whatnot. Yeah, nice and simple.
Yeah. This is some different gravity, right, than what I'm used to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thought so, because this understeer is an awful lot compared to the cars I usually drive.
Bad, yeah. They're really different.
Yeah.
All right, I don't think we have any engineers right now, so I'll just do it for you.
All right. All right. Time. Should I go standard or hot lap?
Probably go standard.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, I can't see them from here, so I'll just have to go when everyone else does.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, we have 5 lights, and away we go.
Okay.
We try not to. Not a bad start from Zauri. First few corners. The 2 Ferraris are making their way up. Currently, your leader is Lomide, number 22 car in the Audi Sport. First time we've seen these guys. from the very similar looking team, Russian Power. Sorry, Red Star Racing. Very similar names. All eyes on Low Midday. He's been pretty much an undercover driver up until right about now, where he finds himself leading the first two laps of an iron Formula One race here. The number 22 car we haven't seen too often here. So yeah, we've got a very weird looking field here. Kaikira back in fourth position in the Ferrari with Paddy Kuro. I believe that is the GT3 driver, or actually, in fact, he's the F2 driver for the Ferrari junior team. Lomide here still managing a gap back to the drivers behind him. Let's see if he manages to pull out. Let's go back to the back of the field here. And Zari managing to stay with the pack. Not doing too bad of a job here. Back all the way down in 21st, starting, of course, 24th, I believe. Right here on the back of the Russian Power racing car here. Yeah, wants to make sure that he stays in the slipstream. So he maximizes his let's go back up to the lead part of the grid here. We've got Kai Kiera and his teammate Paddy Kuro replacing Dakar for the next 3 weeks, I believe. Even though Dakar is in the game, just not racing for some reason. Ooh, for positions as well. Okay, can you take it over from here, Ansel? Ooh, Kai Kiera spinning. Ooh, Kai Kiera spinning right in front of our eyes here. And
You cold?
yes, can you take over engineering for
Yes, don't
Zari?
worry. I was gonna join anyway. If you didn't me, then I would have joined quicker.
Oh, didn't know you were online.
No props. Anything for the team. Since you know, I'm just like useless prick in my team. Whatever. Is this race? Oh fuck, this race. Oh shit.
Yeah, so go ahead and
Okay, what position is he on?
currently 20th position.
What's his number? What car is he
Last
using?
year.
Maybes or shit? Okay, number 11. Number 11. Okay, 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 okay. Hmm. Okay.
So we got Low Midi and Cass here battling for the lead, going side by side into the third here, coming into the second to last corner. Apparently Delta spins. Delta spins and puts himself way back, losing about 7 seconds here. It's gonna be really a race of attrition. We have no idea what these pit stop strategies are gonna look like. So we should go.
They might be fucked for this race since I haven't been in FP2 or FP3, so I don't know the tire.
We have one of the cars beached there. I believe that was Lance there.
Okay,
Oh no, it was probably his teammate.
so
Nerf.
Cyro,
Mm,
we might be doing a two stop or free stop again. I'll be most a free stop.
all right, I'm gonna let you guys do your
Yeah.
thing. I'm gonna head to the other.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so using a 1011. Ooh, shit. You're gonna struggle in this race.
Oh, rip. I mean, you told me to use this.
Nah, if you try to use it, then yeah, then fair enough. Fuck me. This race ain't gonna be a good one. I can see already. Why did nobody DM me about practice sessions?
Oh no,
Okay, we are back. All right, awesome. So currently, we have Cass being your leader here. But these guys are really battling for the lead here. Low Mide was your leader. Currently not anymore. Um, but yeah, Cass now. These guys are really close on track. Basically, nose to tail here, and it's crazy because these guys are normally battling for the midfield positions here. Cass is a regular on the podium, but we don't see him racing this much against another driver, especially for the lead here. This is going to be a very juicy battle to stay on board with. If the server doesn't crash, which it kind of looks like it might, maybe. Let's hope it doesn't. But yeah, fingers crossed, people. And let's hope for a really good race here. Gonna monitor the situation actually. Neither of them getting the DRS there because they come across the line at about the same time there. So to them, they're basically side by side, running through the DRS zone right there. Currently, less than a tenth of a second between these two drivers running side by side, pretty much consistently. We got somebody walking on the track there. I wish somebody would get that person off right now. Okay, well, cuts. Oh, Cass hitting the curb there, sending his car wide. Still on the back of Lomide right now. These guys running less than a second apart. I mean, they're running even closer than that. These guys are pretty much glued together right now, and we're only 7 laps in. So let's see if they go on alternate strategies here. Because if they don't, this is going to be a very titanic battle of just pure racing to the absolute end of the race right now. Zari currently running down in 19th. You know, our reserve driver who doesn't actually do too many laps here. Currently racing against the Russian power car. Almost getting alongside and ahead. Good pass. And losing a little bit on the exit. So now he's behind again. Let's see if he's able to make that up on the straight here. The other car goes wide. Let's see if he does it. He does, and he's ahead. And let's go out to the other battle so I don't have to say anything else about that. Okay, and now these guys are going side by side across the line. 0.3 seconds. The 0.3 seconds is what separates these guys. These guys have been within a second of each other for the longest amount of time. Cashmere Q. I don't know why y'all think that like I'm just gonna go from like, you know, running an event to like talking to you one-on-one. Like, you know, have a little bit of common sense, you know what I mean? All right, these guys going side by side into about turn 4. Currently, Low Mid A is your leader with about a 0.5 second lead on the rest of the field. We should definitely take a look at how these guys' tires are looking right now. We definitely should. Let's take a look at that. I don't think any of these guys are going to be looking at the leaders. If anything, they're going to be looking at their own drivers. So we're going to go ahead and find out who's taking a look at these guys a little bit later here. Meanwhile, let's keep looking at this battle. These guys are getting pretty feisty when it comes to battling for the lead here. These guys have been stuck together for 8 laps. 8 laps. And remember that it was Delta who put it on pole, actually, I believe. Maybe was it? I can't remember. Was it Delta? It was not Delta, it was. Let's go find out who put it on pole, because my mind is a little bit blank right now. Meanwhile, we're going to stay on board with this battle here. These guys, again, nose to tail. These guys have not given each other an inch of space since this race has started. Kind of crazy how close they're running to, you know, right next to each other. How close they're running to each other. Yes, that's the sentence. But these guys are really going to have to be separated by the pit strategy here. Number 22 and number 11, I believe. Let's go ahead and find out. It can't be number 11. Number 6. 22 and 6. Let's take a look at these. All right, both these guys are running on lean right now. Their estimates are going wild. Not sure. Whoa. Will they make it to the end? That's a good question. That's a really good question. That's scary. How are they running at 60% fuel already? I think these guys underfueled themselves. They underfueled themselves because other drivers are running at about 80% right now. But whatever strategy they're working on is actually working. So this is interesting. They're running on the exact same strategy. I wonder if they over or under calculated for fuel. Because we're not sure what the fuel consumption was like. We had somebody reporting that it was about 5% per lap on hot lap. Which would mean that you only have 20 laps on a 40 lap race. So everybody really has to start conserving their fuel. Let's go look at the estimates for that other guy. No estimate for that guy, but looks like he's more on track to finish this race with actual fuel in his tank. Meanwhile, let's go take a look at the battle down the field here. Oh, all the other drivers right here running together. We haven't seen these guys in a minute here. Not sure if this is for position or not. I don't believe it is. Is it? Oh my god, it is. The midfield battle is going crazy right now. I didn't realize the top two actually broke away from the rest of the pack here. So we have Low Midday and Cass running first and second right now, really on top of each other. And we've got these guys in their little own single player 1v1 match. And then we've got the rest of the fields and the whole rest of the field. I believe that was Kai Kara coming into the pit. He drops down to 11th position, coming in for a pit on lap 11. So he's probably going for the 3-stop. He'll stop again on lap 22 and 33 and then run to the end on 34, 43. There we go. Out of everything that we get wrong, let's get one thing right at least. The amount of laps going on, it's right there. These guys, we are on board with a third and fourth. So these guys are going to be battling for the podium here. And it's funny, these guys actually come from different leagues. We have Seng, who comes from GT3, and we've got Paddy Kuro, who comes from F2, both racing in F1 due to some really handy dandy laws that we put in place. Paddy Kuro is currently in fourth position. Now, since he races in F2, he definitely wants to stay in fourth position, because if he makes it onto the podium, then he can't race in F2 anymore. And he comes into the pit, so he's going to try the undercut on Sang. I think Ferrari are pinched against the wall here, because if they pit Paddy Kuro and do the undercut with the attempt of overtaking, they're going to face a serious drought in drivers here. We've got JG here, stuck on the curbs, the number 97. This is the Spark Racing team. JG's out of the race. He knows it. His car knows it. His team knows it. We all know it. Now y'all know it. We've got the McLaren dude here. Where's he running right now? He's in currently running in 20th position. Not the worst, but not cast here. Currently running 1.3 seconds behind the leader, Low Midday. It seems that Low Midday is the actual more dominant driver here when it comes to consistency. Now we're gonna have to wait to see how these pit strategies are gonna affect these drivers here. They're currently using the ERS boost down the straights. Still running in lean as well, and these guys are running similar strategies here. But it looks like Low Midday has used up more fuel, so towards the end, it looks like Cass is going to be the driver who's going to be able to use more fuel. So he's hanging back, but he's saving fuel at the same time. Being the trailing driver probably has more of a benefit than it does detriment to your race, because you do destroy your tires a little bit, but you save so much fuel in their slipstream, especially with the DRS as well. You can pretty much lift and coast into all corners and save your ERS and DRS. Save your ERS, sorry. Thanks to the reduction in drag from the DRS, and then you can deploy that later on during the race. Let's go back to our midfield battle here. Let's see how these guys are going on. Currently, our midfield leader is Paddy Kuro. A little bit behind, we've got Professor Bloxa here in the Airborne Motorsport F1 team. Getting that right? Okay. Right. Oh, we got a spinner. Who was that? Who was that? Is that Kai Kara? That was Kai Kara. Oh boy. What's happening to their race? I believe I saw correctly. These guys were... You guys saw the Ferrari turned around as well? Okay, because I saw the Ferrari turn around. Should we get a clip of me saying and he spins? And he spins! And I'm not sure what driver that was. Okay, just for the documentary we're doing. Shh. Yeah. Lap 14 here. Some drivers gonna be on those 3 stops, and some drivers are gonna be on a 2-stop. Just, are you brave enough to dare it out on those worn tires? Because spinning here is very easy, as we've seen from certain drivers. Not gonna name any names here. Apparently everybody's pit. It looks like these 2 leaders are gonna go out on the 1-stop here. Cast falling way away from the leader here. 2.4 seconds is the gap now. And currently coming up to lap Zari here in the Toyota ZR racing team. Currently filling in for Builder of Worlds for XYZ whatever reason. And Cass comes into the pit. So let's see if he's going to pull the undercut on Low Midday here. So just remember, the gap is 2.4 seconds. We're going to see what Cass... As you can see, here he is. Does he get tires? And he comes out in third third place. If he keeps Kai Kara behind him, he'll be in. Oh, actually, in fact, he keeps his position. He stays ahead. So now he pit in second place and he came out in second place. All right, well, great move from Cass there, making up 2 positions as soon as he comes out of the pits here. But looks like, whoa, we've got Delta here in the background, who looks like he's carrying a lot of speed into the chicanes there, into the S's. So that's really good. All right, remember that gap was 2.4 seconds. Let's see if Low Mid-A pits anytime soon. Low Mid-A coming up against some back traffic here. I thought this track was bad, but it seems pretty good. Let's see if he pits. Does he pit? And he does. Okay, let's see where Delta comes out. Sorry, let's see where Cast comes out in comparison here. Let's see if he's able to make up some of that time. Remember, gap 2.5 seconds. Let's see where he comes out. Let's go on board. And he comes out ahead. With the undercut, Cass has managed to pull out ahead of Low Mid-A, closing down a 2.4 second gap with the undercut. Let's see what these guys do in terms of their strategy now. Pitting on lap 16. So we expect these guys in again on lap 32. And from there, we expect them to go straight to the end. So we're going to go ahead and look out for them. They are doing the 2-stop strategy. Let's see if that really pays out for them. Currently, these guys were leading by about 20 seconds, and now they have not going to say back markers, but now they've got the midfield right on their tail. Currently, they do have the fresher tires, but with the power of the slipstream and the DRS, they're just going to be dragging everybody along with them. So let's see if they're even able to break away from the pack. Zaire making his way up slowly, starting from 23rd, currently now running in 17th, so making up 6 positions. Fucking man. Okay, cool. So Kai Kara here, the Ferrari driver, clipping the curb right there, almost spinning it around on these curbs. You really want to hook the car and the tires around the curb. That's the best way to go through those corners, because you hug the inside and it keeps you nice and tight. You got to really master the art there. You do it a little bit too much, and you're gonna flip your car, as we've seen from a lot of the Toyota ZR racing team guys. And we know these guys love to flip their cars. We have about 38 screenshots of these guys flipping their cars around. All right, so Low Mid-A actually passes Cass here for the lead. But these guys are actually basically going side by side for the lead right now, going through the little carousel. We've actually even got Cast up in the mix here. We are missing nobody. We're missing nobody. Delta was actually up here with the pack. He looks like he fell down since then. We've got Kai Kara, who all he needs to do is follow the pack. Let's see if this 3-stop strategy is going to work for Ferrari, which is we believe that is the strategy that they're on. They pit on lap 11, so they're going to pit on lap 22, which is in 4 laps, and then they're going to pit again on lap 33, and then take the last 9 laps to the end. 9 to 10 laps to the end, where they'll finish on lap 43. So 11 laps, 11 laps, 11 laps, 10 laps. First, second, third stint. Perfect. Okay, we've got one of the back markers here coming out ahead. I believe that was the Red Star Racing team. Look at that, Beyblades. Rocking a very similar livery here is the Audi sport car to the Red Star Racing team. If you take a look at the Ion grid, what do you notice? Red everywhere? Oh my goodness. Red is such a predominant. All right, we'll be taking a break and we'll be right back. Okay, just a quick test, 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 test. Sound sound check. Um, not the sound check. Okay, I think that's better. Cool. All right, somebody makes a good point there. Pokey says we're 50% through the race here, and anybody under 50% fuel, maybe you're kind of screwed here. It looks like Low Mid has been saving a lot of his ERS here. Meanwhile, Cass has been using up a bunch of it here. That probably explains why Low Mid has such or 3% less fuel than Cast here. So Cast has a lot of ground to make up. It looks like he's made a mistake somewhere. It looks like Low Mid is gonna actually go. Audi Sport, surprise to everybody, right? Who would have thought them on the podium, let alone winning a race? Well, let's not curse it now. These guys still have about half the race to continue with. So let's see if they can put a genuine race together. We've got a car stuck. Okay, oh Cash, go get the car. Go. No, we have Ghost. Jeez. Anyway, the Audi Sport team running really well here, and then it looks like Paddy Kuro here in third place, which is detrimental for Ferrari because if he finishes on the podium, he can't race in F2 anymore. Ooh. Okay, so I think Ferrari's not too worried about Paddy Kuro finishing on the podium here. He's currently running down in seventh position. Not sure what phase he's at in his pit strategy here. I believe the Ferrari guys are some of the drivers who are running the three stop, so they're gonna stop on lap 22. But I believe we just saw him pit on lap 24, so it looks like they extended their middle stint. Let's see what they're gonna do from here. I do believe they're gonna stop again, but on what lap? Who knows? Gonna go ahead and estimate that they're probably gonna stop on lap. I'll say 34. I'll say 34. They're probably gonna go for a short. Sang and Patty Kura here running side by side. Not sure what phase these guys are at during in their pit strategies here. Patty Kuro here. Yep, indeed on the same pit strategy. We just believe that Patty Kuro pitted later than Sang, so Patty Kuro's got the fresher tires. So eventually, when the tires start to degrade for Sang here, Patty Kuro should start to pull away into the lead pack there. He's currently a few seconds off of his teammate there, 7 seconds that he's got to make up. So unless his teammate makes a major mistake, then it doesn't really look too great for Patty Kuro here. Meanwhile, 1 and 2 currently. The gap was 7 seconds. It's now down to 4.7. Cass needs to really put his game together if he wants to catch low mid A for the win here. Cass being a midfield driver most of his career, but now really running up at the sharp end. You know, Cass has been one of those drivers who's really gone under the radar for such a long time. But we remember him in season 1. He's making a name for himself in season 2, and now he's got to go prove himself for season 3. Currently losing I believe that was about 1.5 seconds here to low mid A ahead. So I'm not sure if he's managing fuel or what, but low mid A has the better fuel right now. If we were still on board, I guess we could have seen if he made a mistake or not. But fortunately, we do not have that technology. Meanwhile, Kaikira and Delta running basically side by side, both going through the DRS zone right there. Between them, less than a tenth of a second right now. This is going to be more for pride than it is about for points. Delta's going to want to prove why he should be in that Ferrari seat, and Kaikira is going to want to be proven why he deserves that Ferrari seat over other drivers. And into the pits goes Delta to see if they're going to try the undercut on Ferrari here. Let's see what their pit strategy is looking like. Show pits. All right. Currently, they've got 2 pit stops. Just like, uh, maybe he was on a different strategy then. Delta. No, actually, Delta coming in for his third pit stop, and Kaikira has not come in for his third pit stop yet. So that means that's a strange strategy from Delta, actually, from the Russian Red Star Racing, right? From the Red Star F1 team. That's a from the boys because that means he's got to go a whole 16 laps on this set of tires. By the end of the race, they're probably going to catch him because we haven't seen anybody laps on these tires except from the 2 liters, but they're going for a one stop. Why do a one stop strategy now, or why do a one stop stint now? That's questionable. I don't get it personally, but we're going to go ahead and keep an eye on that battle. Lap 27's when he pit. Let's see what that does for him. I would have kept him out for a couple more laps and tried the overcut, if anything. Fresher tires towards the end. The battle for 10th. Is there a battle for 10th? Oh, look at that. Some TV time for Copper. We got the McLaren actually battling with another 2B Mercedes powered team here. Of course, being the reference to the real life F1, where McLaren will be using Mercedes engines from 2021 onwards, of course. And we've got the Mercedes team racing with the 2B Mercedes customer, McLaren versus Valor versus actually we've got the Toyota Zen here as well. We've got 3 manufacturers, Valor and McLaren here, all running close to each other. I don't really think Zari's in it here for the points. He's running in 17th right now. These guys are 10th. I believe he's probably lapped right now, but I'm still doing a pretty good job. So maybe we should call him up earlier, see if he wants to race, so we can actually get some practice on these guys. Okay, so looks like the McLaren's pulling away from Copper here. Copper having a poor race, running in 10th position. We have such a competitive field here that like being an okay driver and an average driver is like, different between like ninth position and 14th position. Like it swings extremely with a driver pool talent as high as. In fact, I would even go out on a limb here and say that Ion probably has most talented driver pool out of all row racing leagues. I'll put I'd like to see somebody from another league. I'd like to see a group of drivers from another league compete in Ion. I'd love to see it because if other drivers from other leagues can come and challenge Ion drivers, I'd love to see it. The more competitive, the more interesting it is to watch. So Ridley, the number 7, currently running down in 7th place, but ninth, not too far. He's just got to make up 2 numbers. Currently, this is the closest battle on track. Let's go ahead and go on board with. On board with. We get to see what type of lines he's running super close. And just goes to show you how tight and twisty Puerto Rico really is. Currently, Copper has got the DRS. Not sure where his ERS deployment is looking like, but we can see the drivers ahead of him deploying their ERS. Maybe Copper's on the warning. We're not really sure what type of he's on right now. So either he's on low fuel or he's struggling. Long straight, and he pits. So yes, Copper was definitely struggling with tire wear here, which means that he wasn't truly running down in. Actually, he's going for the undercut here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the pit stops again. Let's look at these pit stops. Okay, so Copper actually coming in for his 3rd pit stop, which makes him the first of the mid pack here. The only person who stopped 3 times is Delta up in 5th position, keeping an eye on him. We're gonna go ahead and see what comes out once these other guys pit. So we're gonna keep a. Currently Patty Kuro is your leader. Not sure how that one. How did he pull that one off? I'm gonna guess that low mid A pit. That would make the most sense. And also battling for the lead is Cass down in 6th position right now. Not sure what type of strategy these guys are going for, but for it. So yeah, they're pitting at about when we expected them to pit. I believe we expected them to pit a few more laps later, or actually we expected them to pit on lap 2, but they decided to pit a lap early, so now they have to really stretch their tires. Well, in fact, they don't have to stretch their tires as much as they would. So they're making the 2-stop work. Low mid A currently going for a fastest lap right now. Let's go on board with him. Oh, we were on board with him. Let's see if he does it. Fastest lap, fastest lap. Low mid A currently right behind the leader, so we're gonna have to wait to see if Delta picks up the pace anytime soon. Low mid A going through the first corner. About 4 or 5 seconds later, we got Delta here. And we've got the rest of the pack as well, chasing them down. That's the beauty of the 2-stop. You lose so much time on your tires, but you gain so much time from not losing it for doing the extra pit stop. It's about 2 seconds. It does add up over time. But now we're going to go ahead and see what type of pace he's got on these fresh tires. Let's go back on board with low mid A here. Now all the strategies are, I believe the strategies are complete. I don't think Patty Kuro is going to have to pit again. I believe he's going to the end. Let's go ahead and check that. If he's got 2 stops, he's going to need to pit again, and he does have 2. All right, so Patty Kuro is going to need to pit again. So let's see when he does decide to pit, because I don't believe the Ferrari boys were going for the 2-stop. They pit way too early, and he pits on the queue. And here we go, Ridley pits. Now that puts Copper way ahead of him. Let's see what Ridley can see. Let's go on board. Nothing. That's what he can see. Copper is gone. He's out of there. Copper said, see ya. Let's see if we can see him anywhere on track. Here he is on the other side of the all the way, and that's the gap that Ridley's got to make up now. And on board with Seng here, Sen kind of running his own little race here. He manages to be 9 seconds ahead of. You know, I don't even know. Like, you guys see this? You guys see this? This is weird, right? Okay, it's weird. All right, it fixed itself. Anyway, okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Now he's got 3 seconds to the driver ahead of him. He's got DRS from one of these back markers. That's going to help his progress. And let's see what he manages to do. Uh, you can see the front group there that he's trying to catch. The pack ahead are all running on fresher tires. Delta is one of the two stoppers. Is he? Let's ask this existential question. Is he one of the? And he is indeed not one of the two stoppers. He's one of the three stoppers, which means that was his final pit stop, and he will be going to the end on this. Oh, having a moment there, almost letting them loose. These guys are running about maximum downforce. We've got 10 laps to go, and it's about to get spicy. See all these strategies come into play. We're gonna see if Ridley is able to close that 4 second gap down to Copper. We're gonna see if Delta is able to make up that 6 second gap. We've got way up into second somehow, and we've got Low Mide still leading this race. Can he keep it together for another 10 laps? See, that's the question we're asking today. Let's see if we can find out an answer here in 10 laps. All right, we've got about 9 laps now as he crosses the line. Remember, 9 pressure-filled laps. He makes one mistake, and it's over. But currently, he's got a 6 second buffer to the driver behind him, which is Cast. Cast obviously looking for a podium here, but more so, he's looking for the win. 6 seconds. I don't know if he can do it. I do believe he picked. And we did really see what the effects of the undercut were. But after your tires wear out towards the end, you're pretty much helpless. Back up into the podium places. This could also almost be an Spirit Grand Prix F1 team 2 3. If Sen can get his game together, Sen currently being one of the lead GT3 drivers, almost leading the championship at one point. Actually, a winner in winner back to back. He's fallen off since, but hey, at least he's doing Formula One now as a reserve role. And I believe he's reserving for. Can someone clarify that? Who is he reserving for? I guess we'll find out later. Okay, so this gap between Ridley and Copper is coming down quite significantly. It was about 6 seconds before. It's currently 3 seconds. He's gonna start to see Copper in his mirrors. Copper's gonna start to see Ridley in his mirrors very, very shortly. Mirrors that face forwards, right? All right, let's take a look at this midfield battle here. We've got the two Ferraris here running back to back, currently running in fourth and past Delta. Delta must have made a huge mistake or something. They're currently coming up to the AlphaTauri. It's an AlphaTauri, and let me tell you why it's an AlphaTauri. It's an AlphaTauri because how you know the star sign Taurus? When someone says, "Oh yeah, what's your star sign?" Yeah, I'm a Cancer. I'm a Taurus. You know how Taurus is spelled? It's Taurus. Kai Kara has a moment, and he loses a lot of ground to the drivers behind him. Kai Kara is going to need to start making mistakes and start putting in some pace because it looks like his teammate, who's brand new to F2, is actually brand new to F1, is outperforming him. His teammate, currently now filling in for Dakar, is an F2 driver. An F2 driver. Kai Kara, step your game up before you get replaced. Back to what I was saying about AlphaTauri. It's AlphaTauri because the star sign is called Taurus, and you know how that's spelled? It's spelled Taurus, and I'm a Taurus, so it's AlphaTauri, guys. It's not Tauri. Come on, English. It's obviously not English. Italian, Spanish, Greek. Listen, it's probably like Spanish descent, right? It's like Taurus is like how you say bull in those languages. Cool. Well, as long as I understand and you understand, then it makes more sense. Oh wait, think about it. Toro, right? It used to be called Toro Rosso. In fact, let's look at the car while we're talking about it. Let's find it first. I believe Lance Red, right? So if you think about it, right, Toro in Italian, right, means bull, right? And then Rosso means red. That's why the team was called Toro Rosso, because it was Red Bull, right? Toro, bull, Rosso, red. And then in Spanish, like the words are backwards for some reason. Anyway, all right. So that means that it's not Italian. So it's probably Spanish, right? Where they say like Taurus or something, maybe. That's a guess, but oh, and he hits we were spectating the right person. We were spectating the right person. Last droid hits the wall. um yep. And currently he's in 13th position. Let's see if he loses any positions from that. I believe I saw uh he's got to keep Scuffins ahead of him, and Scuffins is in the Audi. He manages to keep Scuffins behind him, but wow, that was a powerful hit right there. Wow. See, we need crash walls because that would be so entertaining to see. Well, anyway, let's go back on board with somebody who's close together. Look, we've got Delta and Patty Kuro here. Currently, Patty Kuro really, really, really outshining his teammate here, Kat Kira. Kat Kira, what are you doing? You letting the F2 driver outshine you? Oh boy. Well, luckily he's got another driver ahead of him. In fact, actually, the driver ahead of him is right ahead of him. Let's go take a look on board with Patty Kuro. Now, this is relevant. Now, let me tell you why this is relevant. Patty Kuro is an F2 driver. If he scores the podium in F1, he's no longer allowed to drive in F2. Now, this is relevant because after F1, we do F2, and Patty Kuro is, in fact, an F1 driver and an F2 driver. Remember, don't get that podium. I'd love to like constantly remind these guys not to let their drivers get a podium, but let's see. Let's take a walk. Let's take a walk. Okie dokie. So now they're aware. Let's see what they have to say. We have some inter-team politics here. Ooh. All right. So cool. Just so they're aware, this is gonna be interesting. They're gonna have to basically give this podium. This is gonna be interesting. Let's see what they play their or how they play their cards here. Currently we've got 2 more laps now to the end. We're currently spectating Patty Kuro on in 4th place currently, and it looks like Delta's getting away from it anyway, regardless. And you can see Patty Kuro, learning the art of hooking through the corner there. Just FYI, if we crash right now, we're taking the results from right now. Okay, I think we just crashed. Yeah. Or did I just crash? Oh, well, we'll be right back.